It's Friday afternoon. Thanks for joining us here for this edition of the Hokey video blog. Hope that your work week is ending on a pretty good note. We do have some weather to talk about, some significant changes in the forecast to come, and it looks a whole lot cooler from here on out. In fact, today could be the last 90-degree day that we have here for the entire year in Metro Louisville. The reason for that is because the long-term pattern doesn't look to support a 90-degree reading from here until probably the next couple weeks from now. And then if you look at the climatological aspect of what the weather should be like 2 weeks from now and beyond, 90 just isn't all that likely. We'll see how it pans out. Every once in a while we get a 90 around the start of October, but it takes a little bit to get that. Let's go over what we've got going on right now. Outside on our Storm Tracker 3D radar, pretty quiet afternoon on tap for us here across wave country. You can see that ground clutter over toward Lexington, not rain on the radar there. What we are tracking is just a few downpours and even a little bit of flooding down in southeast Kentucky right now. This is day 2 of this for folks in the Hazard and Lexington television markets there. The meteorologists there working on some of this. Today doesn't look quite as bad yet, but it is still just 113 as of this recording. We'll put this into motion for you, and if you live down in portions of Adair County, Taylor County, it's going to be a close call, but I think folks in the southern tip of Adair County, you guys could see maybe just a brief downpour, but that's about it. I think most of us are going to stay dry today. Another concern is going to be for southern Indiana. With the energy oncoming from this cold front up to the north, we could see just a spotty shower or two up there, maybe a storm, but I think most of us are going to be staying dry. We've only put the storm chance at a 20% for this afternoon. You can already tell that some of the storms that we had in central Illinois that tried to go into the Indiana state area there, they pretty much dissipated. These right here, they didn't do too well. So at this point, I think dry is going to be the word that we have. We've got that area of high pressure right about here. More importantly, though, we've got a little atmospheric disturbance that's kind of lined itself up right here, and anywhere east of that, that's where you can find some of these downpours, these clouds, these showers that you see across eastern Kentucky and East Tennessee. So they should be staying to our east because that's where the disturbance is at this time. That's a few thousand feet over our head. All right, outside now. It's not dark. Hold on just a second. That's what it looks like outside from our SkyTrack camera in Jeffersonville. We've got a little bit of cumulus cloud activity, but overall, pretty calm looking afternoon. We don't have a whole lot of elevation to these cumulus clouds yet, so that's kind of telling me right now that that rain chance is going to be very slim. If we're able to get more elevation, then we can probably squeeze out a shower or two. 91 now in Bedford, that just updated. Upper 80s elsewhere, 89 now in the city of Louisville. We will easily make 90 if the 1 o'clock reading is already in the upper 80s like that, and this forecast looks to be panning out just as we thought it would. A little cooler down toward Columbia. They've got just a little bit of cloud cover down there toward Campbellsville as well, 82 and 84 degrees respectively. Here's how things are going to work tonight if you're heading out to high school football games. Got a small rain chance in there, 7, 9, 11 o'clock this evening, just because of this little pop-up shower risk. The chance as we go toward 11 is more so for the cold front that's going to be approaching our northwestern counties. Now, this could create the possibility of a shower or a thunderstorm, and eventually that will increase as we go throughout midnight and beyond, and that'll be more of a scattered thunderstorm risk by that point. 87 as we start you off at 7, and we will end the night at 78, the inverse of 87 numerically. All right, here's how Futurecast paints it for today. Look, those storms come on through as we go throughout after, I'd say, midnight or so tonight. By 3 a.m., notice how they're not congealed into a line. They've been breaking up, and that's because we've lost the daytime heating. They'll be powerful in Indiana, somewhat powerful. They've got a slight risk of severe weather up there, but not down here because of the timing of these coming through. And also, the upper-level winds will be stronger up there than they will be here. So there's not a whole lot of instability support, not a whole lot of upper wind support for these. So these are going to be your run-of-the-mill thunderstorms that will be in a dying mode as they run through later this evening. Not expecting these to hit till after midnight. So touchdown Friday night games should be okay for the most part, as we said, but we can't rule out just a little bit of a shower chance up there in our northwestern counties in southern Indiana. And then as we go throughout the afternoon on your Saturday, we still got quite a bit of cloud cover post-frontal on this, but we could squeeze out a shower or two in the afternoon for that football game. We'll be watching that. Otherwise, by the evening, I think we'll be flushing out the clouds, the cold front, the rain completely. Cooler air moves in. Just how cool. Looks like upper 70s for highs on Sunday. Wow, that's going to be nice, isn't it? We've been talking about this, of course, all week long on the Wave 3 Weather blog. Low temperatures will be in the 60s as we go throughout, looks like your Saturday night, and then into the upper 50s once we head throughout your Sunday night. So not characteristic of this time of year, but it's kind of a little sign that fall is coming. Here's how we've broken it down on the forecast for the rain chances. If you're tailgating, you may get rained on. It's not a 100% chance. It's only 40, in fact. But you might want to carry the poncho around just in case. By the start of the game, the rain chance is down to about 20%. We start to lose the daytime heating. That front gets even more and more southeast of here. And I just think that's not going to be a huge deal for us other than cloud cover as we go throughout the evening. I think we'll keep on some of those clouds as we go throughout the night, but eventually those will clear as well. All right, here's the long range. This is, you see 500 millibar heights, but take this more in terms of where the cold air is. So where you see these dips right here, this is where the cold air is, right up here, and this is where it's warm, right down here. As we go throughout this week, we're going to see a rain chance. In fact, I think it's a pretty decent storm chance as we go throughout your Wednesday and your Thursday. That's going to be associated with a cold front that's going to be running on through the area. Once that moves to the east, the colder air is going to be filtering in. You can see that by this trough right here. This trough is going to bring us significantly cooler temperatures. Now, the Euro and the GFS model both agree that there could even be another trough coming through. Maybe the same trough because they might kind of merge and be one continuous kind of system with a couple of different disturbances running through it here in Canada. But this next blast of cooler air as we go throughout your weekend, I'd say Saturday, that one could be pretty potent. We may see a day only topping out in the 60s as we go throughout pretty much a week and a half from today. All right? So that's kind of the skinny on that. Kind of interesting because this is one reason why we don't think we'll see 90s again for this year, at least right now. And the other thing is, I don't think this will be the very last warmth that we will see, that we are experiencing right now. Won't get the 90s again, but I think there'll be another shot of warmth as we go throughout probably the end of September. But then, Brian and I were talking yesterday, it looks like October might be when kind of our cool shot settles in for the season, if you will. So we're quickly winding down summer here. Kind of fun that we're doing that this soon. Well, for those who are looking forward to fall. For those who are still wanting the 90s and the swimming pool weather, you've got less than 24 hours left, folks, because it's going to be cooling down in a jiffy. In fact, here are the high temperatures over the next several days. Look at this drop. 92 to 82 in one day. That's a 10-degree high temperature drop, and then we lower it even more to 79. We'll moderate somewhat in the lower 80s next week. Our median high temperature this time of year running somewhere in the mid-80s. So that's just slightly below average. I think we'll get close to average as we go throughout probably Thursday, or I would say actually Tuesday, Wednesday next week. And then after that, it gets cool once again thanks to the rain and storms moving on through. So we are starting to get into a fall pattern somewhat. The weather will become more active. We'll have more to talk about. No snow just yet, you bots lovers. We've got to wait for that because still too early in the year for that. Our earliest snow is sometime in October. So hold on. Still summer, folks. We still got summer on the charts here for a couple more weeks. All right. Andy will be with you tonight at 5, 5:30, 6, and 11. I'll be in tomorrow morning on Wave 3 News Sunrise, the weekend edition, starting bright and early at 5 o'clock. For now, I'm meteorologist Ryan Hoke. Thanks for watching.